Hey guys, welcome to Mark Poulos Uber Confessions. I know some of you are like, hey buddy, what happened to Road Hacks? Well, I ran out of ideas, so that show is dead. I think I did 3 or 4 episodes, I can't even remember. But if you want to go back and watch those, feel free. I give you tips on the best bathrooms on the road, getting free food, and the best way to get around the highways or something. I can't even remember. So over the summer, I started driving for Uber and Lyft just to make some extra money, and it's been an interesting ride so far. I think I've done probably 200 rides so far. Some cool people, some weirdos. So basically, this show is just at the end of the week, tell you the best story I got, and then at the end of the episode, give you a rider tip and a driver tip, and that's it. And basically, the story that inspired this whole idea was a week or two ago. I gave a ride to a guy. He had a cane and like a prosthetic foot, and he got in the back seat of the car, and I was taking him to a fitting for a new prosthetic leg, and he seemed kind of quiet at first, and then we started chatting about the day and stuff, and then we started getting into some deep stuff, man. So basically his story was he was in a car with his friend. His friend had been drinking and crashed the car, and he was ejected from the car. And he said that his foot got degloved. And as soon as he said it, my butthole went numb and I couldn't feel my legs. So basically what degloving means is his leg got caught and everything covering his foot got torn off. So it was just his bony foot. And so he got tossed pretty far, a lot of internal injuries, but apparently he didn't have any brain damage or spine damage. But he did end up in a coma for, I think it was a couple weeks. And so I broached the subject. I said, because he said too, that from the ejection site to the hospital, he died 3 times, and then he was in a coma for quite a while. And I said, anything you remember from that? And he had so many stories, and he said, I preface this that they have me on a lot of drugs, so he's like, take what you will from it. But he said that every day that he was in the coma, a heavenly spirit, as he described it, just like a male figure, would take him for a walk, and he would exit his body, and he would look at his body, and they would go for a walk. And sometimes it would be around the hospital, and sometimes it would be on mountain ranges or different places, and he would just tell him about his life and about our purpose on earth and all that kind of stuff. And it was every day. And he said at night he would see shadowy figures in his room, which he just assumed were demony spirits that were trying to get at him. And this is where things went off the rail. He said that every day he would get a text from Satan, and he knew it was Satan because Satan's text tone was like a Mexican mariachi thing. It would go da 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 da, and he knew it was Satan. And he would just every day be like, are you ready to come over to the dark side or whatever? And he would just be like, leave me alone, I don't want it. So I said, what did you take away from your walks with the heavenly spirit? And he said that this spirit really instilled in him these few ideas that we're all, as people, are energy, we're pure energy. So our energy affects people around us, and their energy affects us, so that you should surround yourself with as much positive energy to enrich your energy, to lift you up, and to shut out and cut off as much of the negative energy people around you, because all they're going to do is affect your energy and bring you down. And the other point that he would constantly make is to never look too far down the road. Look at your feet, because the stuff at your feet is the most important thing, and the little things are everything. And those are the things that he took away from it. And kind of an interesting dude, and he said that before the accident he had this idea of starting this kind of foundation to help kids in the inner city start businesses and learn business, and he would kind of drag his feet on it. And this heavenly spirit brought it up and said, you should pursue that, like that's your life's work. So when he woke up out of the coma and started his new life with the prosthetic and everything, that he just got that ball rolling and everything. So just thought I'd share that. It was a really interesting ride, and it kind of really affected me when he got out of the car. And I think I called Anita right after and kind of told her the story, and in true Anita fashion, she kind of laughed at me. But no, we talked about it since. It's just kind of a cool story. So anyways, so tips today, if you're a passenger in Uber and Lyft, I've probably said this on stage or on the internet, don't sit in the front seat, okay? We like to pretend we're taxi cabs, and I think that kind of what instills that kind of like taxi cab confessions on HBO, or like people spilling their guts and like interesting stories as they're sitting in the back seat looking at the back of your head. And I don't want you riding next to me. It just feels like an invasion of space. Other drivers may be different, but for me, get in the back seat, okay? And if you're thinking of driving for Uber and Lyft, here's your driver tip of the day. Drive for both companies. You have to. You can keep both apps on at the exact same time, and whichever app wins as far as a ride request, shut the other one off. And just keep doing that all day, and you'll never have a dead spot. You'll always be busy. So thanks for tuning in to episode 1 of Uber Confessions. I'll keep these coming every Friday, as long as there's an interesting story, and I think there will be a lot of odd characters getting in and out of my car. But thanks so much for stopping by, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get any updates on that. Go to One Step from the Spotlight on Facebook. Me and John Russell are doing some cool stuff with a fake comedy podcast. It's a lot of fun if you like the Larry Sanders Show and The Office. It's definitely worth a listen, so check that out. And markpoulos.com for all of my comedy stuff, and check it out. And we'll see you next Friday for Mark Poulos Uber Confessions.